Hello, good morning, everyone. It's looks like there's a good list. Hey, good morning, Shin Rachel. How are you? I get a little bounce here. It's on support around here. Maybe this is set up something here later. We're short on skills. Hey Shagun, good morning. GRNQ. Up 7% today. Down from the opened. Let's check the daily chart. So the daily chart looks like it's hitting resistance at the daily 90 EMA. So it might have some trouble there. So had a huge spike up to 238 pre-market. It might pull back to $2 before it goes higher, but right now it's broken like pre-market support. So it really depends on how it does. But it really needs to get above 218. So like, if this was to go higher, it probably reject at 218 and then breaks above 218 and then hold it as support. I think that would be the best. And then you could have a flag line here and then maybe you get a breakout. But right now it needs to do all that, which is going to be a lot of work. But if it doesn't do that, then I can see it trail back down to $2 at least before going higher. Yeah, MVIS had a nice day yesterday. It broke over 90 EMA and it's a continuation. I probably open my long setup a little bit and try to take more setups, at least along the 15-minute trend. but I'm still gonna wait until like prior support. Hey Daniel, good morning. How are you? The RLX. Oh yeah, this looks good. It's not no borrows on TD. Trade Zero has it for 2 cents per share. A little spike on AMC as well. Yeah, RLX, I'll probably keep an eye on that. I'll probably locate 1,000 shares to start. see if it sets up. Oh wow. I see it as the float is 1 billion, is that right? $1.4 billion float? It doesn't move like a 1.5 billion float. Huh. Interesting. Yeah, unless there's like algos trading it, but I feel like a 1 billion float would have more shares on the level 2, but I don't see that. I might take it short here at 1097, risking 1103 if it breaks here, but I don't know. Be really cautious though. It hasn't like fully bounced yet on the 90 EMA, so like it's still hanging on the 90 EMA on the 1 minute chart. But I might take this. Alright, I took it there. 97s. I took the 97s there. That was like kind of the inverted cup and handle here. But yeah, be really careful though, because it didn't fully test in a 1 minute chart yet. So it might do something like this and then another handle here. But it was a little early, but let's see what it does. If it falls here, target is 1074, first target. Yeah, so it looks like it's gonna be a tricky one. It's gonna bounce around. So there's the short trap. Like those wicks I don't like. Let's see what it does. Yeah, because usually what I would like it to tap the 190 EMA first and then do a handle afterwards. This one was kind of like cup and handle on the 90 EMA, so it was a little tricky. Yeah, so I'm gonna have to stop out here. So that broke the highs there, 1105. Okay, so I have to stop out. Right. $1105. Yeah, it's 1.4 billion float. But it definitely doesn't move like a 1.4 billion float. It's really weird. All right, I stopped out there. I think that was a $100 loss there on a trade zero. Went a little too early. I was setting up a red cup and handle, but it wasn't like exactly like the bounce off the 1 minute 90 EMA. Yeah, it looks like it stopped out and went down. Yeah, but it's extended. I don't know, this might be the handle now. I might try again. So I went in again there off this 10. Is it 1098 or something? Yeah, 1098. So I'm gonna stop at 1107 again. Yeah, it hasn't closed a candle below the 1 minute 90 EMA yet. It's been like a lot of wicks. So yeah, it might be the float that's making it a little tricky. It might be elbows moving it. So I'll stop at 1104 maybe. I think you could do a 1 minute flag here and go higher. And have to be cautious of that. But the 5 minutes really extended, so I don't know. I still feel it's short bias, but it might squeeze me out a little bit before doing correction. Still hasn't closed a candle below the 90 EMA yet. Just wicks. So that one's somewhat close, but I'm not sure. It's like on it. I might locate a little more and add more if it breaks like 1097s. Okay. Didn't get filled there on my ads. I'm gonna try to be a little patient on this one. I think it could go back to at least 2 1080s. I'll take some at 1086. So I re-added a little bit. I have 1,500 shares short. Actually, only 1,200 shares, so I didn't get filled. But I want to cover my first. Alright, I probably covered a few here. A nice pullback. So covered 300 shares there. It's approaching VWAP, so I'm gonna take a little more covers. At 79s. It might bounce off VWAP here, so I might cover a little more if it doesn't like just break through it. It's 1072 is where the 5 minutes at, so I might hang on a little bit to 1072. But I have more coverage just at 1079. I cover a little bit more there at 1086. The 1 minute is extended a little bit now, so I might bounce to 1090 before going. Alright, that's VWAP. Alright, so that was the full VWAP test there. 1079s. So that's the attempted VWAP bounce. Let's see if it goes lower right now. I'll have some cover 1076. Yeah, it's stalling here. It's where VWAP is at. So I have an order at 1076, and then we'll see if it bounces off this 5 minute chart. I don't know. It might be tempting to just take it all off here because it might bounce. It go back to 11. So could look for a reshort later, but if it doesn't break here, it doesn't break 1079 in the next minute or two, I'm probably gonna just cover the rest. Yeah, this is where you want to understand where your target is. So VWAP was the first target. It's stalling, so 1074 is where that 5-minute chart is at. So here's gonna be an attempted break with that 1079, breaking below VWAP. Alright, so nice break there. I have 1076 orders. Alright, so just got filled there. I have like 300 shares left. I'll take it at the lows of 70s. Yeah. I just took it off there. I think that was a decent run. We got bigger volume covers there, so it might get a bounce here. So I'm all out there. So that was a $211 trade from this one. I took a $100 loss earlier, and then this was a $211 win, which covered my loss. So I'm up a total of 111 on my trade zero. So yeah, good con RLX. It was a little tricky one. Went in a little too early. So yeah, I took this little early short here, and you can see it didn't really test at the 9 EMA yet. So you would, like, ideally you want to see a bounce, like the bounce on the 9 EMA and then a cup. Nice trade. Yeah, right now it has a VWAP and 5-minute 9 EMA support here, so it might bounce or like just consolidate here and then breaks the 5-minute chart to the 15-minute trend, which could happen. But I feel like it's a little bit extended here. It might have a decent bounce towards 11 before doing that. Yeah, BTX. Yeah. BTX, like, these green candles was like very low volume. Or not that low, but smaller volumes, and then it got SPAC by this big red volume. Pretty interesting and move there. Oh, AAU. Looks interesting, but I did see 1056, so it's very small. Sub-dollar stock. Ocgn, big move. I think this can... The daily chart looks like it might get a second day. Yeah, it looks like it broke out of its downtrend, at least from yesterday's move. This could probably set up long later. Might need to consolidate a little bit more. And then reclaim. And maybe a flag later. TCAT. Yeah, TCAT looks like it's bouncing off its low on the daily. Get some resistance at 29s. Yeah. I'll be careful on shorting it because you might have some strength to it. See what's the borrows on this? Almost 8 cents per share. Hey Tony, how are you? Long time no see. Alright, just took one trade today on RLX. Let's see. So here's my trade zero chart. Yeah, so I just took this here. Inverted cup and handle here. I re-added a little bit there and I just covered. Yeah, it looks like it's going lower on RX. Doesn't look like it's having a bounce. Where's that skills? Yeah, skills. Yeah, it's expected correction on the daily chart. It gapped up like pretty huge. Extended on the daily 90 EMA. So it might gap down all to either fill a gap from previous high or down to the daily 90 EMA, which is at 16. Yeah. Oh, thanks for the follow, Cider. So this, I guess the spot here would have been this pre-market support here where it bounced off. This pre-market support. Then you got the inverted cup and handle there. But you will have to risk pretty wide for that. 1940s showing at 1890s. It's like a 50 cent risk there. Yeah, it's kind of hard to find a spot. Maybe pre-market as well. Maybe you get some spot here. You might get a tighter spot in pre-market. But yeah, I probably have to kind of learn, you know, strategy that just trail that back down on the daily chart. Yeah, it might be like a pre-market trade or like the first like 5 minutes, 10 minutes. AU. AEN. ANZ. It's halted. Is it halted? Yeah. Looks like it's halted. Yes. Looks like pretty really low float. Looks like it surged from just 30,000 volume. It went up like 40% or something. Or 30% in just 30k volume. So it looks, yeah. You do have resistance at 250. SEAEC. SEAEC is gonna extend it too. 5-minute chart. It just broke the daily 90 EMA at 116. So BTX looks like it might have a squeeze here. Yeah, so there's a squeeze. I was debating to either take this because it looks decent. You can see a little cup and handle here. Could buy that spot, risking like 10-14 area here. And it would have been a pretty good. It looks like you got 1 R already. Maybe 2 R now. A little too late here, but that was a kind of a higher low here. On the VWAP, it's a VWAP squeeze. We could have gotten a tight wrist there. But this can get interesting if it sets up later. Hopefully it doesn't. Okay, looks like it's just gonna keep squeezing. I was hoping for it to kind of have a lower high here later, or maybe a cup over VWAP support. But that would have been a nice move there if you took this. I flipped over the chart and saw it right away, but I didn't have time to think it through in terms of risk, like how many shares to buy. But that was the spot. It tested pretty much all the EMAs here, 15-minute, hourly, right at this spot. So it's pretty much corrected it. So broke high days there. Yeah, but it's probably something I'm not gonna look too short yet. Gonna wait till it goes higher. It's not too extended yet. So RX is getting that 5-minute bounce. ONTX. This chart I can get a squeeze too, just like BTX. Tested the 15-minute chart, not the hourly yet, but it does have support of 68 cents. But I don't trust it as much, so the daily doesn't look too good. But a spot here would be risking 70 cents. Buy the 70. Also, AENZ is resumed. It broke that daily resistance at 250. Pretty crazy. Probably the highest volume it has so far the last in the last few months. So I don't have locates on GD. What's the locates on trade 0? That's pretty cheap. $1.79 or 1 cent. It looks like really extended right now. Right. I'm not gonna grab the locates yet. I want to see if there's a bounce here. So 257 is the small bounce. Let's see if we can get a little bit more bounce to this. Alright, so I guess that was the small bounce. Oh, 1057, 257. It's like a micro bounce, so it's like a mini cup and handle there. Yeah, I almost took it, but I didn't locate. I had the locates ready. I didn't accept it yet. I went a little bit smaller bounce there, but that was a kind of small bounce, a micro like inverted cup and handle there, right here. You can saw it bounce at 257 level for a little bit, and then 264 highs there. So that would have been your like 7 cent risk, and then you got like maybe like 4R from that. I didn't take it though. I think SSR was also on, so it'll probably be difficult to enter anyways. So I'm just gonna move on from there. SEAEC. What's this 121 area? 18. It's very small range. BTX sold back down after that squeeze. Oh, YSG is moving again. This was my biggest loser yesterday. OCGN might have trapped short here. So short is probably piled in here off this VWAP break plus like 717 break. If it actually reclaims here, you might get a long signal to squeeze out shorts. So if it actually holds here, I'll probably grab it long right here. If it holds 717, it consolidates a few more candles, hopefully. A few red candles would be ideal. And then break. So I might take this. I'm gonna risk like 715 area. Take the 725 break on OCGN. The 5 minute is a little bit extended, so let's see. The 5 minute candle is printing now. All right. Maybe one more dip. Yeah, one more dip to 717. Yeah, so there you go. If it holds this, I'm gonna buy this breakout. Like 725 break or 722. All right, I grabbed some there at 7. Oh, okay. That's a pretty quick move. So I sold 500 shares. I'm gonna see what it does here. So there's some resistance at 737. it was just on. So I grabbed 1,500 shares at 723 there when it held at 717. So I have 1,000 shares. I've sold a few there. So if we actually break 737 here, it will look really good. That's where shorts are probably gonna stop out, 737 area. But we might have to consolidate a little bit here. Yeah, so if it breaks 737 here, it's gonna be a big squeeze. So I might retest like 725s. Before going higher. I might actually add a little bit more of 737 breaks. I think this can definitely squeeze a lot more. Alright, so there's 737. So here's the squeeze. Let's see if it holds above that. So far I got rejected. Alright. So I sold 300 shares there. Look a little weak. I'm holding 700 shares left still. I'm just gonna make sure I lock in a little bit before it dips. I think that's not to hold 737. Yeah, so if it doesn't, yeah, so I might sell a little bit more if it doesn't hang on here. I was expecting a bigger squeeze. So I sold a little bit more there. I'm just down to 400 shares. I'm gonna give this a little bit of room. I'll stop at 729s on the rest. So this prior low here. So I'm raising my stop from 717 to 729s just to make sure I lock in my gains. The 5-minute chart's at 722, so any push here, if it gets too extended, would expect a 722 pullback. So I took out 200 shares there. I'm just working with 200 shares now. I'm gonna 729, 728 stop. All right, so I'm just gonna let this work. Just have 200 shares. Yeah, a lot better volume today. Yeah, I think Ocgn is a little extended, so it might retest 720s and then set up something like a larger flag, which we might get a bigger volume push, squeeze higher. But yeah, looks like it's gonna stop me out on the rest here at 729s if it breaks. So if I see 729 starts printing, I'm just gonna sell the rest. I can always like rebuy later when it sets up. So 729 is gonna be where I'm gonna just take it off for now. And then if it retests the 5-minute chart at 720s and it sets up again, I'll take another long position. So far it's holding this 90-MA trend. At 729 is going to be the reversal. Yeah, I'm more looking at this for reversal because it's extended. Like if it does go high, yeah, definitely you want to sell. $744, $744. So it broke kind of the new highs there. Looks pretty weak. Sold 100 shares there, 741. It's down to 100 shares. Yeah, so you can see there's a wick there. So I'm probably gonna just take it off. 738. I think I'm happy with the trade. If it goes higher, then it's okay. Just gonna stick with my plan. I think it's gonna retest 720s. So this was a premature flag break. From this flag break, it failed. So 720 is gonna be a pretty, I think, a clear correction here. So I took the rest, 41s and 38s there, and so yeah, that was my second trade of the day, 149. Yeah, this one was a little tricky. I called it out right here. If it holds 717, I'll probably take it through that 720, 25, 20, 23 area. So you can see the support area, resistance, and then held the support flag line, and that's where I bought that 723 break. 1,500 shares, sold 500 on that initial spike, and then sold the rest. Now it's doing a 5-minute correction, so it's still bullish if it holds the 5-minute chart. So I'll still look for a long trade later. It'll be something like this flag. Probably ideally like a 15-minute test as well, and then reclaim. Hofv. Yeah, Hofv. That's like a daily bounce as well. So yeah, lately we've been seeing a lot of just a daily bounce correction. Hofv probably had some long setup somewhere here. It's pretty much tested all the hour trend, 15-minute trend, VWAP, held VWAP here. So probably this was probably a long entry here around this 350, 55 area, 57, risking 353. It's probably a tight risk there. But yeah, it's extended now on the 5-minute chart, so I'm probably gonna look for a short. If it gets like one, it looks pretty wicky. It looks like there's probably dip bars on this not 1-minute trend, so it can get tricky. 382s are these highs. So Ocgn kind of like went back. So these highs 738s. So I might take a stab at this if 738. Okay, so looks like it broke higher there, so I'm probably not ready. I think it's gonna break this flag. All right, so it's not ready there. But this is the 1-minute flag, so if it fails to go higher, you can stop at 782 with trendline break. Looks like it's might be failing. So target is 363. That's where the 5 minutes at on Hofv. So Ocgn actually dipped to the 5-minute test and went higher. $381 is these highs. So if it breaks this trend line, which is maybe a 377 break, I'm probably gonna take some. Alright, so I grabbed some there. 1,000 shares short, stopping at 381. It hasn't fully broken it yet, but it's like right on it. So it needs to break All right, so there's the break. I tried adding more there, but all right, so I got filled. So I'm at 2,000 shares short. I'm just risking at 381s right here. Final target is 367. So it looks pretty heavy. So it took off 500 shares at 373 there. 366 is where the 5-minute target is at. So grab more there at 371. I'm gonna grab some more at 368 covers, and then the rest on like 366, 365. I'm just down 1,000 shares. I might re-add. Let's see if there's a re-add opportunity here. So the breakdown was. So this is the 90 MA test. So whatever this high is at, so my stop is either 381 or whatever this high is at. The rest of my shares. So I'm adding on this pop here, risking 378 on the pop. But this bounce is actually pretty strong. So we'll see. If it creates a lower high like this, I'd probably take it off 378 on the rest. If it ends up rejecting and goes lower to get a full test on 366, then that's ideal. So that's what it does. So I added on their pop there at 376. So it's either going to create a lower high and break above this, where I'm going to stop at 378 on the pretty much my whole trade here. I'm just going to stop out. But if it rejects and create a high here, then I'll cover the rest. So 368 is where the 5 minutes at now. So it's moved up a bit. 368. So it looks like I took off my ads there, 1,000 shares. It looks like it might start to grow here. Let's see, maybe I'm wrong. All right, so that's okay. I still have 1,000 shares. 368 target. So 368 here. Let's see if it gets filled. Alright. So I had an order 368, didn't exactly fill me there. Alright, so maybe this round will. So it's pretty much tested the 5-minute trend here. It's right on the dot there. So I covered 500 shares there just in case it's gonna get a full bounce. Just have 500 share stuff. You know what it might do is a 5-minute reversal. So I'm gonna give myself room here. I'm gonna stop the rest at 378. So my new stop is moved down to this 378 area. It's prior high. So this is the 5-minute 90 MA bounce. So pretty much hit our target there. Right here. So that was our target. So on the 5-minute chart, you might see an inverted cup and handle, maybe in the next 5-10 minutes. So I'll just put a hard stop at 379. Ocgn. Did you trade the Ocgn trade with me earlier at 325? I think it was a pretty quick move, so I don't know if any of you caught it with me. But right now it looks like are you long or are you looking to? think it looks good. It's just like the 15-minute is extended. That's the only downside to this chart. You can see the 15-minute chart is right here. So you might get a pullback actually. Like before higher. Like I think long term, not really long term, but it is pretty bullish in the, at least for the day. But it definitely needs to pull back on the 15-minute chart. So Hofv, I'm still holding a position on Hofv right now. Target is looks like it's breaking. All right, so I'm gonna cover a little bit more here. It broke 5-minute there. I think it broke too premature there. Yeah, I think that 5-minute break was a little premature. I'm just gonna take it off there. I think I'm happy with the trade. I think it needed like 5 more minutes, but that's pretty much like almost VWAP retest, so I just took it off there. I should have had some orders out, but pretty much 368 on those 500 shares. So good trade there. $133 win. What's it, Nkla? Yeah, Nkla might give us a short later, but it doesn't look like it's respecting the 1-minute reversal. Might give us a trade maybe in a couple minutes. Maybe this trend break. Something like this, maybe in 5 minutes. Ocgn. Yeah, Ocgn. I think it's 770. I think it could break 770 today, but not yet. I don't think it's gonna break right now. I really think it needs to pull back to 720s and then does something like that. Like 720s and then something like this. It needs to retest the hourly and the 15-minute chart again. It's right now it's too extended on the 15-minute chart, like I mentioned. It's too extended. You're gonna have like maybe a few candles like this, and then maybe it'll break later, around like after lunchtime or during lunchtime. YSG, this 15-minute chart extended. 5-minute chart didn't really test it yet. Yeah, daily's getting extended. Maybe 1350s. Something there. 1275. So let's see if it gives a lower high here. I might try that 1275 break. It's 5 cents. So 1280 is this high. So I started some there. Let's see if it breaks 1275. Oh, it broke there. I added more, but I think I got a bad fill there. 1271. So 1273 average. Stopping the rest at 1280. It might be a little too early, but we'll see. So this was the very short inverted cup and handle, risking 1280s. You know, it doesn't really, you know, correct back down to the 5 minute. Like, it's been just trailing. So I don't know. Hopefully it's extended enough where it will correct now. But I'm short with 1273 average, 7350 average, 1,000 shares. Stop at 1280. Prior high here. All right, so nice move down. I'm probably gonna start covering a little bit, just because it hasn't fully tested the 5 minute. It might just like bounce out of nowhere here. So I'm gonna try to cover a little bit. Maybe the 1266, covered 300 shares, then 1261. All right, so covered 300 shares there. Next is 1261s. So I just have orders out here because it might just like wick people out. Alright, so I have a few orders out here. 1261 is my next order, 300 shares. Alright, so 1261 fails there. Next order is at 1257. Alright, so there's the first bounce. So I'm just down to 400 shares. So it should be a guaranteed green trade. Yeah, I want to take my profits early because the past few times they broke down the 1 minute trend, didn't really test the 5 minute at all. This could be a potential re-add, but if it's a 5-minute bounce, it might bounce stronger. So my stop here is going to be wherever this high is at, or 1280. But it looks like this bounce is a little strong. So if this creates a lower high here, it's gonna be my new stop. My new stop is gonna be 1270.78. Yeah, it looks like it's gonna stop me out. This hasn't been a lower high yet. Yep, so there it goes. 1279, 1280s. I'll probably have to take it off here. Trying to see what it does. So it still hasn't created a high yet. It's still a little higher. I'm gonna see if it. Alright, so definitely my stop with 1280, 81s. Still some strong buying power. Alright, I just took it off there, 1280s. I don't want to fight this. Last time this is like probably the closest it's ever been to testing a 5-minute chart. So I might just bounce here. So that's a $34 win. So luckily I took some profits here along the way. I had 400 shares to give it some room, maybe a fade lower. But it's gonna take my stops there because it can just trail higher. Yeah, small win there and $34 on YSG. So Nkla looks like it's trailing higher. So it took a few decent trades today. Just to recap. On my Thinkorswim up total 317. 3 for 3, 149 on Ocgn long. HOFV short for 133, YSG $34, and I also traded on my trade zero RLX. So it took 2 trades, took loss for $100, and then a $211 on RLX, total of $111 on trade zero. So total so far from the 2 brokers, $428. So not a bad start to the morning. Hopefully I can keep the gains and I give it away. HYON looks a bit extended. Yeah, Nkla definitely extended. So do I have borrows on my ED? Right, I do have borrows on TD, so it's good. It's cheaper. So it is creating a rising wedge. Yeah, you don't want to get in front of this. I feel like it's gonna break down soon, but so YSG trying a little bit higher. HOFV, so good covers there. Bounce back, so actually created another like long opportunities for longs there. 375 break. Now let's see what else. Wish. Oh. Alright, I'll continue watching NKLA. Also OCGN. Alright, so OCGN actually broke down this trend line here. I think, yeah, like I mentioned, Shotgun is probably going to retest 720 before going higher. So it's doing that now. I think that could have been a short opportunity right there. Inverted cup and handle, trend line break. So yeah, OCGN 15-minute was extended. This is expected correction before a move higher. Nkla still trending higher. So we're gonna wait until it gives some sign of cup and handle, inverted cup and handle. Looks like it's gonna continue higher here. It's a pretty strong bounce. So the volume is somewhat getting higher. Some resistance at 13. Alright, so it might be ready here. So that broke higher days a little bit, kind of pull back. So 1256 is that high or the low. If this gives a lower high, I might take it through 1256, a lower high here. So that's 1263. Okay. I took it there. Got a bad feel, but let's work with that. 1253 fill on that. I went 1256, but looks alright. So that was the mini inverted cup and handle there. 1263 highs. So it's a 7-cent risk. See how did it do last time it broke. So last time it broke, it kind of just bounced on thin air. So and it does have this trend line as well. So it might bounce at 1237s. Alright, so I might add so if it puts lower high at 1256, I might add through 1243, but see how it reacts. Yeah. If it bounces off thin air here, I have to take a loss at 1263 breaks. So I added a little bit more there. Stop on those at 1257. Alright, so I'm gonna have to take it off at 1257 on my ads there. So took it off 1257s. Got harshly rejected again off that. You know, this might be the lower high. I'm gonna re-add. Okay, I didn't get filled there. Yeah, I should re-add when it got rejected there. But I still have 500 shares to work with. $12.53 breaks is going to be this big inverted cup and handle break. Maybe we'll get a 12.25, 22 tests, 25. But if it does create a lower high here again and breaks 12.43, I'll probably add a little more, risky this, whatever this high is, lower high is. So 12.52 is currently, that's where that lower high is at. The 12.43 break, I think it's going to go to 12.40, 12.20. So 12.53 is going to be that stop. So start some short there. Might be a little too early. I mean, if this actually holds, then yeah, it probably trend higher. 12.43 break I'm gonna add. Alright. I didn't get filled there, but I think it looks good. It's I think it broke its trend line as well, so I'm gonna try to cover a bit. Just in case it bounced. So I'll cover 300 shares there at 12.37. $12.20 is where 5 minutes at. Let's see if we get that correction. Alright, nice pullback. Trying to get some fills here. 12.32s. So fill 12.32 there. Down to 200 shares. I mean 400 shares. I think we will finally get the 5-minute test off this. Looks like the trend line broke and inverted cup and handle here, so looks good. So 12.22. So stop on the rest on this 12.53. But actually, because the stop is really wide, I probably take an earlier stop just to protect my profits. But 12.20 is going to be where our final target is at. I'll take a little bit more at 12.20, low 20s. So, 12.23. I'm about to order there at 12.23, 200 shares. So if this bounce strong, the 5 minutes is going to be caught up, and that 12.25 dip here would have been maybe enough for the 5 minute. But I'm going to give it a bounce towards the 90 MA on the 1 minute chart, which is at 12.40s. If it provides a lower high around that area, that's going to be my new stop. For what stock? Adderley. Nkla. So wherever this high is at, it's gonna be my new stop. Hopefully it's a lower high. Yeah, it's a lot smoother here. Alright, so 1241 is going to be my new stop. This high here. This new high that it created. So I'm still holding 400 shares. I'm going to see if I can get some more lows here. Stop at 1240s for a guaranteed win. Yeah, so if this creates a lower high here and push through, it's gonna stop me out. But I feel like it's still extending on the 15-minute chart, so it's probably gonna do something like this. And go back lower to 1180s. But yeah, if it just goes low and fill our shares here, that'll be just a lot easier. So I might have to stop out here on the rest if it breaks 1241. Alright, so I took it off there at 1240. I'll revisit it if it gives a 5-minute reversal. Yeah, this one, very high volume. I could easily get a lot of shares from here. But yeah, higher shares means higher risk potential. But yeah, decent trade there. I think this is still gonna give us a 5-minute reversal later. But I'll just wait till that's set up and I can re-short it later. I think it's gonna do something like this. But that was the 5-minute correction. You can see the 5-minute pretty much corrected there. Bounce off the 5-minute chart, so that's where our target was. We could look for a 5-minute reversal later. I think if this creates a pretty lower high here, then you'll have your inverted cup and handle and break on that 5-minute trend for the 15-minute target. 15-minute target is 15-minute chart is still extended, 1188s. So you might even get a 15-minute inverted cup and handle here if this creates a lower high. You might even break that But yeah, good covers on the 1240 there. It's going a little higher, but yeah, still short bias on this. We can wait until it sets up, like I mentioned. But yeah, I don't feel like holding this. I don't want to give my unrealized some loss. So I just wait until if there's another leg, I'll take another short. But yeah, that was $109. Pretty good morning today. At 427 now on my Thinkorswim, and 101 on, or 111 on my Trade Zero. So up a total of 500 today. 5 for 5. Pretty nice executions. Hopefully some of you, like Daniel, you probably grab some with me. It's good. Yeah, that's why you wait till this backside inverted cup and handle. Since you know what you're looking for, you know where your target is, just you just let it work out. If it doesn't work out, you stop out, right? So that's the plan. So it looks like it's breaking the 5-minute trend here. So this might be the 5-minute break. I think this might go down to 1180 here. Stop us out there, but I think that was the inverted cup and handle of this trend break. That's the full 5-minute test, but let's see what it does. Yeah. All right. Just gonna get one last scan on the stock here and see if there's anything else immediate I could trade. If not, I'm just gonna call it a morning session. Nkla, that's probably a reshort there if you want to take that, risking 1250s. But it's bouncing off this prior low here that it bounced 1225. So I think like this 1225 break, if it gives more bounce, 1225 break would be a reversal like that, and then we might get like a 1180s target. Sculpt. YSG ended up squeezing highs. You might get a 5-minute reversal to the 15-minute target later. It needs to bounce. There. HYON might set up something too. 5-minute reversal. Something like this to 940s. The 5-minute looks like it might be ready though. Let's see. So the 5-minute, you guys are inverted cup and handle. It might break right now. Let's see. But ideally, one more bounce here. Then break the 959s. You might get 940s. It's a little tricky though. So we have a couple stuff to watch. HYON. And Nkla and YSG. Like those three are potential like 5-minute reversals. Oh, Wish. Wish looks like it's ready too. There's a lot of potentials out there today. CTRM had a long trade here. Probably this spot here. Nice cup and handle move. Resistance became support. And then broke out here pretty nicely. Oh, what's this? AMC. AMC might set up something. AMC looks pretty bullish today, plus on the daily chart. So we might get a long trade. I think maybe ideally one more pushback, pullback, break. I mean, it could break right now. Could risk maybe 1040s or 1037s. Alright, so Nkla, yeah. So this is where, you know, you want to take your profits just in case this happened, right? And I think it looks like it might go higher. So definitely you wait until that set up again. So this is if it fails here, if this push, so this is like the 5-minute break. 5-minute flag. So if it actually fails and goes like 1230s here, this would be a short signal. But it also could like hold a higher low and then just flag like this and break higher to higher days. So you wanna, so you know, I take profits, you know, where I take profits because it's a high chance it'll bounce. Oh, HYN also squeeze. So no signal. All right, so it looks like I'm gonna call it a morning. What was the other trade that I saw? YSG. How's YSG? Yeah, I didn't really give a bounce there. Maybe it was this 1-minute bounce. All right, I'm gonna call it a day, or morning. So yeah, good trade today, good patience. Total like $500, 528, 538. From 5 trades, one on my TradeZero account. So yeah, thanks everyone for tuning in, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. All right, bye guys.